Hey guys, welcome back to the LBLCS. Tonight we got an executive league game. I'm going to be your host here tonight with the illustrious, almost mysterious Happy Cloud that exists. How are you doing
That's
tonight?
me. That's me right here. I'm mysterious. Ooh,
You're pretty mysterious, at least to me. Maybe not to others.
guess so.
I just
Kind
don't,
of act. I feel like
I
I'm
don't know
pretty
everything
active
about
in
you.
the. It's true. You know,
You are active.
I feel like I'm kind of active in the. I'm always in the Twitch chat. I'm always
Yeah, you get around. You
in
definitely,
the tab.
in a good way, not in a bad way. Like, there's a way to get around in a
I get
bad way.
around all right.
uh, And the Gold Diggers kind of sound like a team that might be getting around. Hopefully, they get around the team of Sensei Randals and are able to hit that Nexus here today. They are 1 point off of Sensei Randals. I think in the first 3 weeks they're 1-1-1, and Sensei Randals is 1-2-0. So one draw or one win, two draws, and no loss. So
Yeah. Someone in the chat said Wyatt Harness said, "Let's go, Plead." Plead is not playing today.
even when he's not in the game, he still has more
Not in
fans
here.
than everyone.
Sorry to disappoint, but stick around. Should be fun. Like he said, this is like these two teams on the top end of the executive league, so it should be a pretty good battle.
I think this is one of those weeks too. Like it's week 4, right? This week matters so much in where are you in the standings right now, because after these games are played, it's going to be past halfway technically. Technically, the first game of this series is halfway through. So you kind of show yourself how good are you as a team pretty early on.
For sure. That's a lot coming from the undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
We're both
You're on
on
the
undefeated teams. We could talk so much
That's
trash
true.
tonight.
We
We could
are
talk
we are
so
both
much
at the
trash.
top of the league. We are sitting alone. No other teams are tied with
All
us.
right, here's my super biased opinions of what I want to have happen. I want Fifth Element and N7 Shepard to get 0 kills because they're really close to me in the kill count, and I know I just surpassed them in my last games. So I want them to get like no kills. I want like Azel and Azureem to like. Is that how you say that, Azureem? Their mid
I
laner
think
here.
so.
I think that's how
He's
you say it.
he's like the Nico player,
I
right?
want them to pop off uh, as we're getting into bans. Sensei Randall's smart enough to take away that Aatrox and the Gangplank. Physical is pretty scary on them. And whenever you play against Sensei Randalls, and N7 is in, you're going to see some ADC bans. Already two. They might even throw a third. I think throwing those two is really good. I think throwing a third is foolish. They are
I
going
think
to throw
it's fine.
Kaisa. She's stronger
Um,
now.
all the AD carries are kind of the same. Well, I was playing yesterday with N7. He still thinks Kai'Sa's pretty bad. Um, so the game's too fast for her right now. Like
Yeah.
now, to be fair, in leagues where like I think as you go lower in the league, like when you go from CEO to executive to economy, it gets harder for people that they don't have the knowledge as much to close out the game.
Right.
So these hyper carry champs like Kaisa potentially
Can
are
become.
good could be better picks because they are like more guaranteed to reach. Like Kaisa needs like 3 items, right, to
Yeah.
be like relevant. But when she gets them, she's like the strongest champ on the map. So, but yeah,
One thing also though is you really don't want N7 to have something where it's easy for him to outplay. Like Kaisa's also one of those champions where regardless of the state of the game, same with Zaya, like your ultimate protects you, and the longer N7 stays alive, the harder it is to fight the side of Sensei Randalls. He's just so mechanically strong that giving him more outplays is just not alright. And obviously the Aphelios taken away just because Aphelios is Aphelios.
Wyatt Harness says ban the Shaco support. I'm going to remind you, my friend. Plead the Fifth's not playing
Plead
today.
is
He is
not on the
not.
Plead is on my
He
team.
is. He's on the team. They already played this week, I think.
We played Shaco this week. We did get a
He
game of
did
Shaco
play.
in.
He played his support Shaco.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a VOD. There might not be. Usually I cast your game, so maybe it wasn't streamed this week.
It was
Was it?
during another game that was streamed. It was during the Galaxy game.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So usually I can still keep my title of like streaming of casting every single
Yeah, that
game.
we've been streamed on. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that you've been on, at least that you've been streamed. Me and LeChance. If only the world saw that Shaco game. It was one for the
Mm-hmm.
books for be sure. Morgana picked Varus, so because he picked it, I can reveal my insider info. I knew it was going to be Varus.
I also knew it was going to be Varus.
I think Kaisa is not a good pick. I think Varus right now, in my opinion, is one of the strongest like AD carries and fives because of his draft flexibility.
Yes.
He has two builds that are both pretty effective. The lethality build is a little stronger, but if they start to build towards a tanky comp, he can easily switch to the on-hit build. He's still pretty strong in the late game, very strong laning phase.
Mm-hmm.
He offers a lot of utility.
I give you some Executive League statistics if you want.
Oh yeah, hit me with
I
that.
believe Varus is currently 9-1 in Executive League.
Dang.
9-1. So he is like the power pick in Executive League. He's only lost one game, and that was to Frank's Little Beauties last night, I think.
Dang. Yeah. I mean, he is pretty strong. I will say,
More
I'm mad at
people
all
saying,
these.
let's go plead.
Let's go plead. I mean, you can cheer the man on.
Yeah.
He's not here, but you can. I mean, he might be in the chat. I'm not sure.
Plead, you in the chat? You in the chat, big dog?
Are you in the chat? I don't see his name in the chat, but I did see that a lot of people like tanking Azir's win rate in the CEO. He's like 3 and I think he went up because we won a game, but I think he's like 4-6 or 4-7.
Yeah, I think the big
so,
winning pick in CEO is Graves, I think.
Makes sense, yeah.
Graves is like 7-1 or something. Pretty solid draft from the side of Sensei Randals right now. I think I'm favoring them overall. Let's see how they finish it off, though. Like, Set, Varus, Morgana, you can pick any two champions in this comp. Probably will still be good.
Yeah, I'm expecting... I don't know the teams. I mean, this is like a professional comp right here. Lock in Graves, lock in any of the meta junglers.
I was going to say any jungler that use kind of common.
Yeah, and this is like a pretty, on paper, like pretty insane comp.
They're going to go with the...
Okay.
Yeah.
It could be Morgana jungle, too. There's a few things. So Morgana jungle has actually been kind of getting more popular lately. It has like ridiculously fast clear speeds and it's very healthy. Her ganks are not amazing, but
her
they're not bad.
Her ganks are hit or miss, pretty much. Like they're either really good or I walked into your lane, now they have vision of me and I didn't do anything.
It's like Elise, but like the cocoon's easier to dodge. But if you do get hit, you're like guaranteed death.
It's all over. I do think this set is the jungler though.
Could be, yeah.
Because Fifth Element plays these super aggressive junglers. Like, he plays, like, the Warwick, the Master Yi, stuff like that. I think it's going to be him. I don't think he's going to opt for it. That being said, Sensei Randals have been known to do some pretty crazy compositions. So, we're going to see what really happens. Let's go plead. Let's go plead.
I will say, I have watched a few games I've casted of Azel. I do like his Thresh. I do think he plays a pretty mean Thresh, and I do think that the Orianna Wukong,
that Wombo's strong.
Wombo combo can't be overlooked, right? Now, if Set is on his shit, he can throw that Wukong back in the enemy team, right? He can like potentially negate a little bit of the.
He's gotta throw the right one though too, because a lot of Wukongs will go in because now you cast on your clone as well. So if you pull the fake one, and it's not going to mean as much.
That's a good point. Little tip for our Wukong players out there. A lot of Wukongs are still doing the old habit of Wing in as stealth to get like the engage. Although you can do that circumstantial. A lot of the times, if you can get it without using your stealth, it is more effective just to clone in the middle of the team fight because it most likely will let you get both charges of your ult.
Mm-hmm.
And your ult, your clone also casts your ult for like decent damage too. And if you have like Black Cleaver or whatever, you're still shredding people. It's pretty effective.
If you want to be a professional Wukong player, start practicing hitting the S key, so people stop hitting you. That is it's the real move.
Another cool Wukong tip for our friends out there: if you're running forward and you cast your W, like whatever way you're facing is the way your clone will be facing. So if
Hmm.
you want to do like some cool jukes, you can like turn around and then clone backwards, but it will still look like you're like running down the lane, for instance. You can do like some really cool tricks the way your guy's facing. A lot of Wukongs will like turn the way before they W, but you're just gonna have to like click towards your turret and mouse over behind Wukong and then W that way. And the clone and your his clone will still be facing the direction you were going.
You Rhino and Fifth Element did lock in, so we do know that it's set in the jungle there.
Yeah, I think set jungle is pretty good. I hope he takes
Talk about the Hex deck right now.
the Nimbus Cloak Hex Flash
Yeah.
combo. Like all the support sets do this with Omni Stone, but if your jungle set, you can still do it with Phase Rush. You
Yep.
just take Hex Flash as your secondary.
Mhm.
Just really allows him to like. It allows him to gank basically. Like without it, his ganks are pretty bad, and it lets you do some like cool gank pass. I think Hex Flash in the jungle, if you can take it, is pretty underrated actually. Like you can do some really cool stuff.
One thing I
So
will say, if you're able to catch Syndra Varus here, like with the combo and instantly blow them up, AP Shiv, I'm assuming it's going to be AP Shiv. I could be totally wrong, but I think it's AP Shiv for the absolute burst of Wukong Orianna Shiv. If you can catch the right people with that, and the Black Shield is down, like both comps are good enough to beat each other fully and handily. It just depends how this early game plays out too.
yeah, I assume it's gonna be an AP Shyvana. I think that's like been the most right now. It's the most popular version. I do think the AD Shyvana is like not bad.
Hmm.
I think people like have written it off, but I think she like if you go like Cinderhulk into Death Stance, actually, you're like almost unkillable. It's a pretty expensive build for a jungler, but if you're kind of snowballing or you can get gold, and Shyvana can like farm,
Shyvana has
insanely
like some of the
quickly.
fastest clear, just because of her
Yeah,
W and the E combination with it, and the move speed you get from W. That
for sure. It's the dumb idiot Shiv. I think last time he did go AD Shyvana actually, if I remember correctly.
I'm not sure. I don't think I was in that game there. Um, no one is casting. Yes, it's very terrifying. I don't know why it says that. I am casting. Bobby rocks. I'm sorry, Bobby 43 rocks.
The 43rd of his name.
The 43rd rock. I think it's Bobby 43 rocks. He's got
He has
43
43
rocks.
rocks.
Yeah, just like all over him.
True. Um, Here's a little fun thing. I was coaching you Rhino yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little coaching session. So if he does well, I'm taking full credit. If he runs it down, he wasn't paying attention.
There it is. I knew it was gonna be something like he didn't listen to a word I said.
He didn't listen to a word I said. So I hope it went well.
This is a very common mid lane matchup, though. Like this mid lane matchup is something that, regardless of which one you're playing, you know how it works.
Yeah,
Just
I think
because these
it is
champions.
Syndra favored for sure. I think
Yeah.
Syndra can like really abuse Orianna. Orianna is like a decently safe pick into Syndra, but Syndra should have like the lane dominance. I mean, Syndra's just like a really stupid champion in lane.
Really, really strong. I mean, this is also when you pick Syndra into anybody, at least like another caster, you kind of force them to make that decision of, do I get to go teleport this game like I want to, or do I have to take the barrier? Um,
Barrier, I think like a lot of people. I think if you're against Syndra, it's really. I think people don't realize how effective Merc Treads are. They like
Mhm.
pretty much prevent you from dying in the early game, and they'll save you from the stun. You see a lot of professionals. Every professional, no matter what champion they're playing, if they're against Syndra, they like rush Mercury Treads. So we could potentially see Orianna go for like the corrupting pot in a Mercury Tread setup. I really like that. Then that still allows you to have your TP.
yeah.
That still allows you to
I
potentially run
also
your cleanse.
normally
if
you
you
see
want.
the phase rush on the Orianna.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
also
see
really
you
good.
can see other things, but you usually see the phase rush, and then that helps you get in and out very quickly. But also I usually opt for nullifying orb if I'm a caster as well into Syndra, just for that little bit of extra insurance of, okay, I can't get blown up even if she has the ignite. At least I blocked 150 magic damage in that.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. Nullifying Orb is definitely a good take. For Syndra, although I think Mana Flow Band is like I it's so hard for me not to take Mana Flow Band, but I do think for Syndra, like Nullifying Orb isn't a bad pickup because
Hmm.
there's a lot of magic damage coming out of jungle and mid. I think for me personally, I really like the Nullifying Orb if it's like giving me that value of like AP and AD jungler or AP mid AP jungler.
Mm.
You're getting so much value out of that Nullifying Orb. And it just also depends like if you feel confident that you don't need the mana. I mean, Mana Flow is only 250 mana, I think. It's not like a ton. So if you get a first back lost chapter, it's not the end of the world.
This is Executive League, yes. And yeah, you're right. Like
But
lost
I
chapter,
do,
not first back is sometimes okay. It really depends on the how your lane is going. As long as you're not massively behind in CS and that like they're starting to itemize that stuff, because once you have lost chapter, you can stay in lane for that much longer, kind of thing.
yeah, it just helps you like get through the lane phase. It also helps if your jungler can dump the blue buff off to you. There's a lot of
Hmm.
factors, but um, so I think this bot lane, at the risk, there's bias. I think Shepard's a great player. But regardless, if I'm looking at just the matchup, I think the Varus poke with Morgana lane is like pretty nuts, right? If Morgana hits a binding, they are eating so much damage.
Hmm.
Um, and then in the late and after level 6, Varus and Morgana kind of set each other up for just like insane combos and
Even
a
after
lot of
level
damage.
3, Varus can hit the slows. Like it's pretty
Hmm.
easy to hit the Varus slow against someone like Ezreal. Yes, he has his hop, but if you slow
For
Varus
sure.
or Ezreal down, Morgana can land some stuff too.
Yeah. Also, they both can do their damage from range. So if Thresh can't proc Aftershock, right? So if he gets bound or Varus ulted, and then he throws the Q out, Morgana Black Shields, or they just can't Q.
Hmm.
He just gets to. He's pretty squishy, right? If he doesn't proc Aftershock, Thresh is not a tanky champion. He has like very low base stats because of the soul mechanic, especially his armor. So it's it's very scary. I do think like if you pick Ezreal, you're not picking a crush lane unless you're just like super sick. You're picking
So
to
Polar Bear
kind
actually
of
has an
jail.
incredible Ezreal, I will say. Like very, very impressive. We're gonna see if he's able to actually get to the point where he can carry those team fights. Like you said, like he's not gonna win laning phase. Um, just not against the like it's N7 on the Varus too. It's not like he has a weak opponent that he's matched up with.
Yeah.
So
Um, for the top lane matchup, I do. I have the Ornn expert on my team, Arthur Den, noted Ornn main, but I think he thinks Wukong is actually pretty good into Ornn. You have armor shred on your Q. You
hmm.
can rush the Blade of the Ruined King or the into the Cleaver.
Right.
Make you like. I mean, Wukong. I think in general is just like pretty hard to beat down, pretty hard to lock down, pretty hard to fight. So that might be a trouble for old no name. I mean, when you play Ornn, you're just like picking him because how solid he is in lane, but also the fact that he just scales so well, right? He's just giving everyone so much gold. I mean, I made the mistake last year because I was so sick of Ornn last year. I'm kind of still sick of him, but like I was so sick of him, and I decided to look up how much gold
did
his
you
items are worth.
did you see my post in the Discord about how often he's picked in LBLCS?
Yeah, it's like it's way too much. I mean, he's just so
How much gold
solid.
is
But
are the average items?
so the items on average are worth about 1,000 gold, give or take 100 or like with a buffer like of 100 gold.
Yeah.
His items, the Sunfire Cape and the Abyssal Mask, are worth 1,800 and like 1,600 gold respectively.
Yeah, they're
So
crazy.
so at level 14 he gets like 3,400 gold worth of stats. That's like death stand. It's like a death cap.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like why are those items worth so much money?
And yet he still can shred you and he's a tank like early on in the game.
You know, 100 0 U. Pretty dumb. So it is the Conqueror Shyvana. This is, I think, the last time I saw him play Shyvana, he like dropped like 15 kills or something.
He's gonna heavy farm into getting that like tanky on hit build, right?
I think so. I think he went for the Cinder Hulk into like the on hit build.
Yeah.
I think tanking up is pretty smart this game on his part because there's a lot of damage coming out, and his team is going to be more of a front line. Here it is.
So
Yeah.
much poke, but Ryoku's getting totally chunked out by the polar bear right now.
Yeah, that was a good use of Ezreal's passive in the Conqueror.
Yeah.
He just kept the attack speed from hitting his Qs, had Conquer stack, just started autoing him down. Oh my goodness.
This is why it's strong into it too.
Yeah, like very difficult. The armor shred, the Q comes off cooldown, the more auto attacks. Like Ornn himself doesn't have a ton of mobility. He can dash away, but Wukong can kind of follow. So if Wukong gets to chain his clone autos on top of his normal autos, his Q cooldown is like non-existent, right?
It's very strong. It's very strong, especially because Ornn is relatively immobile and can't really get out the way like Ornn's super strong into champions that have CC in lane because of his W. He can't be stopped. So Wukong doesn't have that. He's just trying to hit as much as he can, and even the E cast timer for Ornn takes a while as all of a sudden it looks like 3 people are in the bot lane. Ryoklu's forced to flash, and they connect a little bit more damage, but N7's just trying to return. They are going to give up the scuttle. Rhino a little bit out of position now. Does have flash available, and Set is right there behind him.
So that was Ryoklu had a very good black shield there. Okay, got some trading going on.
I don't think
Wukong
he can win
Conquer,
even with the
and
minions.
He gets the stack.
He's going to force the flash here.
That's it. So for those of us in the audience that don't know, in League of Legends, if an auto attack's queued up, unless you break vision, it will always go through, no matter how much distance you get. So what he did was auto Q, and since it looked like the Q was in its like wind up, but like barely came out, it still technically came out. So the flash is there. So unfortunate for old No Name, like really good for physical. Obviously, he gets a flash and a kill.
Yeah, he did burn his flash as well though, because Ornn had got the distance, so he at least forced the. But Ryoklu is caught out. I think Ryoklu does go down here as the heals drop from the polar bear, so they don't have to trade 1-1, and there's not enough mana on Varus to chain that.
Yeah, that was really well done. Polar bear is like really knows his limits, like you said, on this Ezreal, and I think unfortunately for Shepherd and Ryoklu, because of the scuttle contest getting messed up, it like really messed up their back.
Yeah.
They didn't want to like have this huge wave shoved into the turret. And it looks like Set is coming down here, and they're gonna trade the dragon for it. Maybe he's doing this unknowingly.
I don't think they knew he was on dragon. They didn't have any vision there, right?
Well done. Yeah, well done. By the dumb idiot. I think if you're playing at Shyvana, you gotta kind of guess.
He's gonna. I think he goes down again because the E timer for physical is gonna be back up in just a few seconds. There it is. He's gonna go in. If he connects with the Q, he should have auto queued there. If he had just been more patient, I think, with the Q.
Maybe. I think he also got
minion blocked.
He also like queued an auto attack up from the minion, so he was autoing the minion a little bit before he started autoing the Ornn. Sometimes if you're like using attack click, you can accidentally do that. So not bad. I mean, again, for Wukong, like a lot of times you don't like. Old No Name doesn't. He's just getting frozen on. He's just sitting by his turret. Like he doesn't know what he can do in this situation. Physical's really gonna push his lead here.
I know Old No Name also takes a little bit of a shot calling role, like a pretty heavy amount. So sometimes sitting back like that, even though yes you're falling behind in gold, maybe you can kind of reset other lanes, talk to them about what's going on. Where do you guys have vision? Where do you need to set it up? So I'm assuming that's also what he's doing.
Yeah. I'm not saying like he's at fault. I was talking more about the freeze.
No, yeah, it's still.
Yeah. Like this freeze is gonna be brutal. He needs to call his jungler up here to break this for him. Set can come up. They can just push it under the wave. He can get a reset. I'm really surprised the dumb idiot didn't look for a gank with this freeze, but maybe he is just trying to get his 6 as quick as possible.
I think he's just farming, just running the route through the jungle.
Set is still like holding up, and yeah, look at this is just brutal. This is why.
Oh, this is a nice catch right here.
Nice.
Oh, and they're gonna flash and pull him back. Azel will go down. N7 Shepherd picks up the kill. His physical goes all in on Old No Name in the top lane, and it looks like he will also be picking up a kill. The reset from the ultimate and a Q follow up to smack him down.
Wow, Gold Diggers are coming out swinging. It was a nice, or physical is. That was a nice play from Fifth Element. The set sec where he flashes behind you and throws you into his team. Really well done. Surprisingly, he hit 6 before Shyvana. Shyvana still isn't level 6. I don't know where.
Oh, they catch a lot of damage. This is so much. This might be enough to burst if they get the E off. He does have to hit it. Oh no, the double auto is enough to finish it off as well.
Yep, one misstep and you're dead in this lane.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of follow-through damage early on too. This should be a plate as well. And then I think N7 just wants to back. He's got 2 kills. He just got the plate.
I would say luckily for Old No Name and the side of Sensei Randals, Born will just be useful inherently. Like, he is just such a good champ.
Yeah.
So him falling behind isn't the worst. It's more of like, can they stop this Wukong from getting plates? Can they stop him from like kind of impacting the map here?
Well, that's what Wukong needs to do. Wukong needs to get some solo plates. Look, they're going to get Herald here. If he's able to get another kill on Old No Name, let him push out here and rotate Shiv up, then they kill. Not only will Old No Name fall really far behind, if they can get him out of this top lane, if they can burst down this tower, then he can start to control the game.
Yeah. It's gonna be bad. He has no mana, so I think Old No Name can look for this. Oh, nice dodge.
Shyvana is near the top side. Oh.
He's just gonna reset. I think it's correct. Like, Physical has no mana, and if Set shows up, that's potentially like a shutdown you're giving over.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be used right away. He can clear his bot camps, make his way back towards top. Physical is, I'm guessing, sitting on 1,900 gold. He's gonna get almost the full play of the Rune King, just needs the completed cost. And he has his ult. Old No Name has flash and his ult up, so he could probably fend off a dive.
Probably safe. I don't think he's... Depends how much he pushes up without vision, I think.
Yeah, but it's pretty, looking pretty dire. If I was the side of Sensei Randals, I think I'm like, okay, dude, we're gonna sack top lane here, and we focus on bot and mid.
Yep.
And like potentially play through our AD carry.
Same thing you should do in solo queue. You should, if your lane is losing pretty heavily, don't go gank it. Don't try to force resources into it, because the more you force up there and it doesn't work, even like exponentially, you fall that much further behind.
Hey casters, since Varus is going lethality, comment, what are your thoughts on the ability to do those bigger objectives? It's a little slower, but they do have still like a decent amount of damage.
I think you have more zoning control because he's lethality. So stuff like Dragon Pit, where it's facing you, Fifth Element was hiding in that bush really well. Azel is going to go down. Another kill onto N7 Shepard means he's 3-0 and has the CS lead. He also puts... Oh, the dumb idiot is walking around mid lane. He does have the Herald too. If they're able to catch this at all. They're unable. So what I was saying is Varus has lethality build, and they're going to keep fighting, so I can't keep talking. A nice ultimate is going to slam the dumb idiot all the way back. The flash out might keep him safe, though, as an ult ticking on him, or rather an ignite. A nice kill from Euron, a good flash. He might be in kill range if he goes over the wrong way. Trying to go back to his teammates. The polar bear jumps over the wall. He will be able to get the kill, I think. He's walking out of vision. He tried to flash heal with N7 right there. Now he gets hooked up. A nice death sentence, but not quite sentencing to death as he's going to back up the binding hits. They're going to trade on a Fifth Element, but here comes Ornn. He's going to come in to try to make sure they can secure this dragon. He's going to pick up a kill onto his L, which means it goes to 5-5. The goal is almost even. It's now in favor of Sensei Randals, and hopefully they can secure this. Ezreal's looking for it, I think.
Oh, mistake. Yep. Clicked the wrong button, unfortunately. Still great. N7 doesn't get cut out. They don't give over a shutdown. They're able to get a kill onto the Syndra, putting him one step closer to getting his Ludens. Okay, got some nice damage. Good escape.
Yeah, that spell binding hit is over.
They get another dragon. So denying Shyvana dragons, especially in the AD build, is also important because she's losing stats.
Right.
So I think, not bad at all. I think if you're Rand on that situation and you're getting collapsed on, you just gotta, and Ori used her ult, you just gotta try to kill her. You know, I think since he's Syndra, he might have been able just to like focus all his moves on her and try to burst her down.
It's really unfortunate that N7 flashed to heal him so he would live through the auto, but healed. I think the spell order was correct, but he had just died.
I think he died just like right before.
Yeah, and it casted onto Morgana instead.
But pretty good. I do think like
Old No Name getting caught out here. They got 2 people. He does flash E, but there's no tower to help him, and the double ult is going to be enough to finish him off. He goes to 1 and 3, and the gold lead swings back to in favor of the Gold Diggers.
I would not have used my Herald up there. I think if you can get the plates in the early game, you should always use the Herald for plates. So much more gold, right?
Yeah.
They might be able to get a tier 2 here. But
they're going to look for the bot lane play here, though, as Zell is getting caught up. Good movement from Ryoku to take turret aggro, but he might die. A nice flash to get out of it means they do stay alive, and Set's going to pull back the polar bear. They're going to dodge the shockwave from Orianna, and they are not going to pick up a kill quite yet. Ryu Rhino's a little bit too far up, and he is going to get taken down. This is a good swing here for the side of Gold Diggers, as a nice play from N7 means he doesn't go down quite yet. He's able to pick up 1 kill. He's looking for the next kill. He's got to dodge the Ori ball, and he does such a good job. Oh, but Ori's passive on those auto attacks is enough to take him out of the game.
Taking his Q, saying it's up. He's like, it's up. I could have Q'd her. I don't think it would have killed her. See, right there, we got to see like what I think Buggle. I don't play enough Orianna to know if this would matter, but the ball actually gives resistances. So when he had the ball in Ezreal, he was tanking a decent amount of damage, and he moved the ball away to try to Q Shepard, and it ended up missing. And then Ezreal died to a last auto. I don't know if he would have been able to tank a third or a second after that. That's one of those like crazy like in the moment decisions where I was like, oh, I wonder, you know.
So like, in that instance, I think. I'll tell you how I would have played it, because I actually was thinking about it while it was happening. I would have continued to get closer and closer, so that my spells couldn't miss, but my just autoing and getting closer with each step. Because she was at like max range of her Q, which means it's actually possible to like sidestep it while seeing it coming out. As Zell is going to catch N7 and try to do a lot of damage to him. He is in a minion wave, and he's taking a couple hundred from the casters there.
You Rhino with the flank.
He's going to go down. He knows it too. Gold Diggers do have a pretty good lead right here. It is a Mountain Drake, so I think any team that can... I think this is also super strong for Gold Diggers if they can get it, because N7 is going this lethality build. Oh, but they're going to... Nice pick here onto Azel. And the teleport means Wukong's coming down. Fifth Element has not responded yet to try to help. He's doing as much damage as he can to Polar Bear. Wukong's baiting as long as he can. And Seven's now getting caught up, and it's so much damage. They're trying to trade. They trade ADCs right here. Ryoku now running for their life. Can't connect a binding even in time. I think Fifth Element might have the damage, but he has no Haymaker left. He's healing. That's a triple kill for Wukong. 5-0 and 3 now.
Wukong with full stacks of Conquer, Blade of the Ruined King, and he also has the his passive healing too. Just so hard to kill, and he probably had max stacks on that for the armor. Ridiculous. He is so fed. I thought he was going to go down. Ryoku had like a really nice TP like as soon as he came out of the teleport.
Held him still, yeah.
Held him still, but yeah, with all that armor, the lethality bears can't really kill him. If he gets max blight stacks, he could maybe do a little bit more damage, but it's really difficult. And yeah, physical is like really taking over this game. I think both teams kind of get caught in, or maybe they can catch him out.
I don't think they want to try. Maybe they are going to. That's not him, though.
Both teams, like I said, are kind of getting... Oh my god, he just goes back in.
Ryoku's going to get absolutely blown up. They had just used both of their spells. There is a flash on N7. He's going to burn it early just to make sure he's out. The Death Sentence connects, and now he's in too deep, and a nice kill. Way to play Azel.
Okay, well, that was a classic call an ambulance, but not for me moment from Wukong.
Rhino's in a little too deep. All No Name's just going to try to keep everyone off. A great engage with the Shockwave. The dumb idiot doesn't even go down. He's able to flash out. This is going to be a full-bodied ace, I think. Ryoku did spawn in time for it not to show up, but it was an ace.
Wow. Okay. Gold Diggers are just turning it on their, like, turning it.
All the way on.
And, yeah, to, like, full blast. They're just popping off. Couldn't even finish my thought. I said both teams were getting caught there without wards. Like when you lose your tier 1, you gotta make sure you ward your topside jungle. This physical just got like a brilliant roam. But then Fifth Element really abused the fact that they had zero vision of the river. So he just plays set, runs down the river, finds them, and gets in there for the nice gank. But this Wukong is like, I mean, he's sitting on 3,200 gold. Oh, hit him in the fountain. Wukong gets his completed Trinity Force.
He's gonna go double long swords.
Working towards the Death Stance.
It's gotta be Death Stance, right? Yeah. There's nothing else that would be
All you
super, super crazy strong.
greedy top laners out there, 10 AD is not worth your pink ward slot at this point in the game. I'll tell you that. That second longsword should be pink wards. Get Vision. Vision wins games, guys.
So he did also sell a Dorans for it. I wouldn't have even bought the longswords. I would have just kept the Dorans and bought pinks, I think.
Yeah, same. More effective stats. But really strong. We'll have to see. They do have decent pick on the side of Sensei Randals, and they do have a really strong bars on 2 items. Like, he will chunk basically everyone that's not Wukong.
Yeah, right here if he does hit it. But if he doesn't hit it, now he's in this position where he's right next to Dumb Idiot. A nice ultimate from Set is going to pull him off, but it's not going to kill. Wukong picks up the kill on N7. And 9-20 goes the score. Rhino now getting chased back a little bit from this Orianna. Was pretty even in laning phase, but since then, not so much. So what I was going to say is the siege, or the ability to like press the other team into an area, is really strong from Sensei Randals, but it's only super strong if they're even in gold or if Sensei Randals is ahead. If Wukong is this fed, Shyvana's this big at this point, you know, CSing really, really well, has almost a completed Blade of the Ruined King, has some dragon stats, and one of them is also a mountain, so it's even scaling better. Oh, they're going to catch N7 Shepherd again. He goes down. A nice ultimate from Ornn does mean Ryoku's flash is worth it, and he will get out. Physical might even go all the way down. Not quite. A nice lantern from Thresh keeps him alive. When you have these fed teammates that are the engagers, you can't siege because they can just go in. And it's not really a risk for a reward, it's just a reward.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, at this point, it's like, do we even want to push up against them? Because the farther out away from our turrets, the farther out we are, the more at risk we are of getting engaged on. Yeah, let's see if the dumb idiot tries something crazy here.
I think he will try to fight him. He has the red buff, he has a level advantage, and he's shredding through him. Rhino trying to show up in time to give him a little bit of extra assistance, but it's not enough.
Yeah, he's so strong.
The vision game's also really solid out of Shyvana. Just constantly been buying control wards and controlling the enemy jungle here. They have so much...
Sorry. Spilled Soda 28 says, what ranks are the teams? These are mostly gold and plat level players.
There's a diamond on each team. Mostly plat and gold.
Yeah, there's
both diamonds are the ADCs.
Okay. Yeah. The Executive League of Low Budget LCS, which is our middle tier league. So we have Economy, Executive, and CEO. And I would say the on average executive teams are gold and plat. You can have, I think, 1 diamond. It has to be balanced out with the silver player.
No, you could have 1 diamond always without a silver.
Oh, 1 diamond always. Yeah. Okay. D3, right?
D3 or lower, yeah.
Okay. Make sure to follow us on Twitch. Also, totally check out our YouTube channel if you want to watch the VODs. We have a Discord, Low Budget LCS Discord. It will be up here on the screen after the game. Stay tuned. And great community. Our next season will be starting, if you want to join, totally be starting probably through the summer.
Yeah, probably later in the summer. This one's going to end sometime in July, so...
Probably late summer, early fall. We also have a free agent channel, so a lot of teams might need subs. Pick things up. Yep. He says, !Discord. Do we have our bot programmed for that?
No, we don't. It's, if you scroll down, my big dog, there's a link right to it. Oh, Old Millennium's going to get caught out right here. We call this a heist on Frank's Little Beauties, and they're going to get heisted right here. Totally knocked down, but a great Ornn ult is going to connect with 3 people. N7's over the wall. He is now getting fully charged by the Polar Bear, who's so strong. That's almost enough damage to finish him off. It's not quite enough, and Ryoku's the next to follow. Rhino isn't even able to pick up 1 kill because a great shield from Ori is going to keep her alive as well. That's a 4 for 0 here for Gold Diggers, and they are going to be able to pick up the kill. The Polar Bear now under tower is just going to walk it out. Ooh, he's going to take an extra tower shot, though.
1-1 says gold diggers. Lol.
Lol. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, I also added things today, so if you're a subscriber, however long you've been subscribing, there's more and more money that shows up next to your name. I did that today.
There's the Discord link, my man.
And I'm proud of it.
We should. Do you have emotes?
We have emotes pending right now.
Okay.
And whenever you get like an emote, they have to make sure it's a unique one, so it like pens for 24 to 48 hours. So hopefully tomorrow night we have one.
Nice, nice, nice. Also, if you highlight your message, guys, then we will read it. It'll be easier for me to see in the chat.
Well, Happy Cloud will read it. We're low budget, so I only have one monitor.
True. Before I got a second monitor, I used to pull it up on my
Phone?
phone.
Yeah, I would do that, but I don't want to mess up the internet for someone in my home.
That's true. That's true. Hey gamers, it's me.
You also
This game is
yeah.
looking doomed for the intermediate karate squadron. Jeez Louise. Intermediate karate squadron. There's a slight comeback chance, but it's very slim, I think.
I think at
Wukong
this
is on
point
the
you're
third
talking
item.
about the draft. What went wrong? How did we misplay top lane and let it snowball so much? Do we need to change our general style of play here to get the win in the second game? But I still think it is like you can still pull this back a little bit. You have to be warding up a little bit better in your own jungle, and you have to catch them when they have poor rotations, if they have them.
Yeah. I do like the draft. I just think, yeah, I think top lane just got away from them, and I do think maybe Fifth Element focused a little too much on the bot lane. He did get some damage done and some work, but they were kind of winning on their own.
I believe when Frank's Little Beauties played against Gold Diggers first week, we banned Ezreal both games.
Yeah, maybe this Ezreal is not worth giving over. He seemed, I mean, he had not a great start, and he's kind of popping off
The
now.
death sentence hits, and it sends Syndra to her death. Azella's getting poked out a little bit, but he's already pretty tanky. Sitting at 4, 5, and 10 with those 2 Mountain Drakes.
1+1 said minus 100 channel points. Bagger Lol said minus 100 channel points. Nice.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for your channel points. Fifth Element's gonna go tit for tat with the dumb idiot. I don't think he has the damage. He can pull him under tower here, though. There is gonna be an ultimate out, and Ryoklu now might be in trouble. Misses the binding, and they're kind of just gonna get sandwiched into base here. This is that stage of the game, though, where you need... Like, this is where CEO and executive differ, I think. Like, this is 25 minutes. It's a pretty decimating scoreline. It's like 14K difference. CEO League, I think they would find a way to close this out, be able to get the right pick, and just force him down here.
Yeah, this is exactly kind of the point I was making earlier.
Right.
Where they don't seem to, I think a lot of teams, especially, yeah, like maybe an executive economy, they don't really know what to do when they get to this point. They don't know like how to split up. They're not splitting the map enough. They're not looking for picks. Oh, we missed C there.
Probably shopping. Don't be shopping when you're backing.
It is also not worth it, by the way, guys. Oh my goodness, look at this damage.
It's so much attack speed too.
It is not worth. We use Soul to not die there.
Yeah, he's just gonna back up. He was not sure if Thresh was with anybody. Had he had more knowledge about that, I'm sure he wouldn't have thrown it that way. Nobody was near.
Yeah.
Although Wukong teleports up, you can teleport to the Lantern on Thresh, so maybe.
That's true.
Maybe he's nervous.
I don't know if they see Wukong. Okay, they see him now because he's showing the wave. He has a really good flank. They're pinging him out. Oh my goodness. He's behind
Syndra's
their whole
trying
team.
to make sure he can't go in on her. The binding
nice.
does actually connect on him too, and they might get enough damage down on him. He's really big though. That's the wrong one. That's what I talked about.
Yeah.
A nice ultimate from Ornn though, Ezreal doing a lot of damage with his. Ryoklu is in that Zhonya. He's going to catch up a lot of people in the back line and try to help carry, but N7 is going to go down. All No Name running for the hills. And I think Sensei Randals are going to see their Nexus get destroyed in just a few moments.
Yeah, they get the soul, but the game is over. I mean, this was just... I mean, the bot lane tried their best to pull ahead, and they did get a lead. But the top lane lead was just too much. I mean, Wukong is so strong right now. If he pulls ahead like this, he is like a definite 1v5 type of style champion.
Yeah.
He has team fighting, he has split pushing, really good at dueling. Like you said, that them being able to stack the mountains made the Varus build like even less effective.
Right.
And yeah, good, just a really solid performance coming out of the Gold Diggers here.
Yeah, it looked really, really good. Even when you're just looking at these damage charts, I'm about to pull up on the screen for you. You saw that Varus did a lot, but Wukong and Ezreal both really popping off on those champions. I wonder how much draft changes now that they're going to switch sides and go for game 2. I don't think you try to change your draft too much on the side of Gold Diggers. I think you still draft like a dominant top laner, make sure your ADC's on somebody they like, and your like Orianna actually, like, silent, really good game.
Yeah.
Like 4-0-11, just solid positioning, really good movements around the map, excellent ult timers with Shyvana going in and Wukong going in for the wombos. So, Shamakan says, GG's to both teams. Hell of a fight there.
True. I do think that you Rhino and potentially Filth Eleven had the chance to kind of blow mid open a bit. We did see in the one fight that Rhino, like, when Syndra has like his 2 items, he can instantly kill someone, right? Or just like not even 2, the boots and plus Ludens. I think maybe playing around mid might have been could be like a game plan adjustment. And I don't know, like, I think they picked the Wukong pretty early in draft, if I remember. No, they picked it 4th pick. So maybe for your second round of bans, you banned this Wukong. Like, you don't let it through. I mean, I don't know if they seem to have prepared bans. I mean, they threw 4 bans at the guy. They banned Aatrox, Gangplank, Camille, and Fiora.
When are we getting a Valorant League? How bad do you want it? Go gauge interest in community, and then I'll tell you how soon.
Why would you want more Riot Games?
Hey, they have 200 years of collective game knowledge.
That's true.
Gaming experience. Yeah, we're going to chill out here. I think they might be waiting for me to make the game, so I guess I will. We're going to call it... Guys, chat, what do you want me to call this game? I'll call this game anything. I'll wait. Do I should name it 200 Years? I can name it 200 Years.
Monkey Kingdom.
Oh, there we go. They have a custom already.
Monkey Gap. Ook.
Gold Diggers versus Sensei Randals. They're switching sides. Sensei Randals on the red side this time. I wonder who you give counterpick to, though. Maybe you, Rhino?
Potentially. I don't know what type of champs All No Name plays, but potentially he could look for a good matchup.
All No Name plays similar to me in Season 1 and Season 2, where he is the shot calling, facilitating league player. He's not really playing top lane. He's playing League of Legends, and he's going to play a CC machine.
Okay. Then definitely not give him counterpick. Yeah, maybe mid. I like mid counterpick, I think, the most. I think you want to pick really strong mid 2v2.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Speaking of Riot Games, guys, if you haven't played and you have any interest in TCGs, I think Legends of Runeterra is super fun. I've been, like, really playing it.
I'm going to open N7. I'm going to open your thing on stream. I hope you didn't say something mean. Oh, it's the Pro Draft link. Wow. Weird that you didn't just put it in the chat, but I'll take it. Thanks, dude. Sometimes people, when I'm streaming, just know I'm streaming and decide to send me weird messages. So it's okay. Why did I say that? I'm going to get so many weird messages now.
Be careful.
You got to remind me not to talk as much, Happy. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, I added another thing as well. You can use bits to play certain sounds. And I have this idea. I'm going to throw it out to you as it's just an idea that I have. Oh, they're like almost done with Pro Draft as they sent it to me. So Wukong was picked up first pick because it wasn't banned away. Same bans mostly from the teams. They're going to ban away the Shyvana this time from the side of the dumb idiot here.
This is Azurem's pick. I've always seen him play this Nico. Or her. Don't know who it is. Don't know if it's a dude or a girl. Don't want to assume. But that is the champ I most commonly see them on. You Rhino getting the Syndra Corki bans. So practicing his Corki.
Yeah, it was. Zelius.
Better was because he
Zelius
opened my league message.
sent me a really good message, really solid. I'll put it on stream in a minute. Oh, really good message. Thank you for that. The Callista this time. That Jax is also top. This is a pick we've seen Ono Name play a couple times actually. I think. This is actually if he's going to play any champion that does this stuff. That like actually fights back a little bit. It's Jax. He's very solid on it. I think he might opt for a tankier build in the mid game though, instead of trying to carry his team. I mean, Leona, Callista, Victor can help carry team fights as long as he lives long enough. They will give that full counter pick to their. Oh, they're flexing Jax, I guess. That's got to be Ezreal's going to picked up again. I would have taken away the Ezreal, not the Olaf, I think.
Ooh, Silas jungle. Or it's top Silas and Wukong jungle.
Yeah, it could be Wukong jungle. We must be seconds behind them. Oh, I see. That Silas was Ezreal, I think is what they just said. Yeah, that Silas was Ezreal. It didn't lock Ezreal, and it locked in Silas.
Oh, I see.
So it's Ezreal Trundle. So that Wukong's still top. Trundle's in the jungle, I think.
Makes more sense.
Yeah, Ezreal Morgana this time. Pretty good.
Really like the Trundle pick here, by the way.
Yeah. Trundle and Leona is just so good.
Super good in Leona, super good until a mobile carries like Victor, Callista, and really crushes Callista because if he lands the pillar, she can barely jump.
Yeah. It's basically a stun. To Callista, the Amumu picked up for the side of Sensei Randals. So we'll go back to the pre-game screen. And Buggle, ever since I met you in that one club in New York, I just can't control myself anymore. I need you to marry me, please. I want to own your ring finger with my copper band. Very low budget. Please. Thank you so much.
Hotel Liquor says, how's it going, Zelius? Vigar Lol in the chat is Zelius. The Malzahar prodigy. The Lane Kingdom himself.
The Lane Kingdom himself. I also see Shamacon in there.
Maybe the most solo deaths in the CEO League. Could I say this? My Lulu is OP now. I did see you play support Lulu mid. You dog. You dog mid laner. You dog.
And the good kind of dog that time.
Yeah, sure.
There's two ways to say dog. It's either good or it's bad. You dog.
Was it good?
Hidden.
I did see that Vigar Lol, that Zelius's Yasuo win streak was finally broken yesterday.
Oof. Zelius learned how to play Yasuo from me. He watched the stream earlier.
Do I actually have the most deaths in the league? I don't know if you have the most deaths. I was just bantering. I don't think so.
I'll look it up. Wait, for what, CEO?
CEO, yeah.
CEO through week 3, I'll tell you in a minute. Hang on. Take your guesses. I'll give you 3 guesses for anyone in the top 5.
I know Zelius is in there because I remember seeing him have the most deaths out of at least the kill leaders. He had the most deaths. And then...
Alright guys, if you're watching this game and you think you have the most deaths, maybe just turn it off for a second. This could get ugly in the CEO League here. Let's go to kill leaders. Let's go to add deaths and sort by deaths. Zelius has the most deaths in the league.
Okay, yeah. I figured he did.
guessed it. Oh my God. Oh, that's. I love you, Zelius. That's I'm laughing because I love you. I probably would have laughed only a little bit harder if it was Zeptingus. It's Zelius, then the Quaz.
Oh my God, they're on the same team.
I know.
Quaz in here too.
That's brutal.
Quaz, are you in here? Are you watching? Are you in the Twitch chat? I saw you earlier.
Quaz, I want to be very, very clear. I want to tell you a super important fact. As of week 3, you had one less death than Zelius. Okay? Start
Same
thinking
team
about
has
that. Start thinking about
one.
that.
1+1 says same team has number 1 and number 2 most deaths.
It's also 1-1's team.
Quaz and I suffer from
As
triple
of
death.
week 3, I don't know what happened in week 4. I didn't put week 4 in it.
Imagine
Did
being on
Quaz
the
die
team
more
with
than you?
number 1 and number 2 most deaths. Wait, week 3. That means Quaz is the most now. Old true.
Guys, we got a while to banter on here. So I will tell you, pay 100 bits now. You can play a sound on the stream. It's like linked below where you can do it. And I will also say that we're going to try. This is a pipe dream. So if we don't do it, it's just because we're low budget. The pipe dream here is to have the admins use their musical talents and the staff as well to create a little cheer for each team that makes playoffs. So you can play them during playoffs for the team.
Which top laner has the most death? Is it the Notorious Bud? Me?
No. It's not you. It's definitely not you. Hang on, let me think. Brain. You're talking about
Drat, he says. I think that's executive, right? Notorious
it's
Bud?
executive, yeah. Notorious Bud is on Sensei Randals who are playing right now. He's not in the game, but Notorious Blood actually doesn't play League of Legends. He plays build all the lifesteal items, which is surprising they're not playing him. That's so meta right now. Like, that's a really meta thing to do, is to buy, like, Blade of the Ruin
Fork
King
into Death
into
Stance.
Death Dance. That's, like, really normal right now. Well, at least I can be proud of Vision stats. True. True, Rio Clue, but you're in game, so I'm worried that you messaged that to us.
What's the difference between Michael Phelps?
Good stopping.
I'm gonna.
Good stopping.
Let's
Uh,
Oh, how do I delete a message?
do I have the least Destiny side? Joxers, I can't believe I still play you after the. I can't believe. No, here's what I can't believe. We had 2 games yesterday, and Troxers was in the one where everybody like died very few times, and then we subbed him out and we played another game, and it was like a super close game. Like, I died 9 times, and Troxers before that series was only 0.05 KDA ahead of me. Ugh. It's so tilting to me. I can't believe it. A cop has a better KDA than me.
Any human beings in the chat? No, we're all bots.
Any
I
pounders?
only died once last night.
Any pounders in the chat?
Truers?
Pounders here? No
I
pounders?
really like the
There it
side
is.
of Gold Digger's comp again. I really like. I mean, if physical can do again what he did last game, then I do think Jax is potentially a better matchup in Wukong, but it just depends on. Might be like a skill matchup. I don't know. I do think the
I was hoping
Amumu into
Kalista
Trundle
was
was
top.
a little. Oh, that would have been
I was hoping.
brutal. I do think the Amumu last pick with the into the Trundle is a little suspect. Giving Trundle more ult targets is kind of hard. He might go full AP though.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I do think Victor beats Nico, so I think that's another matchup that you Randall potentially could try to get a lead in.
I think one thing that they're not... I mean, they're fighting fire with fire a little bit better this game, I think, with Jackson to Wukong, but I feel like the lockdown mid-game from Morgana Nico is so much. Like, that's going to be a long time. You're going to basically, if you get caught by one, it's done. And if the pillar land, like the pillar's super easy to hit because it's instant. So if the pillar hits Callisto, and you can just spam those. That being said, Callista's one of those champions that can hard snowball early, especially with someone like Leona and the W buff she just received. People are not going to agree with what I'm going to say. I think the strongest bot lane of all time is Callista Jarvan. And I don't think it's close. I don't think you could possibly compete with it.
Like right now, or just in general?
Always. Always if Callista's W is at least 10% at level 1.
I really think...
You're not going to agree with it. It's fine.
I don't know. I think this Callista Taric stuff that I've been seeing in solo queue is like pretty nasty.
No, all right. So can I explain it? Can I explain it why it's good?
Yeah, hit me with the knowledge.
You start
I'll preface this really quick by saying,
yeah,
I do think Jarvan's support is legit.
Yeah, it is. It's very good.
Are we talking about the Airy stuff?
You can go Airy if you're doing like normal support stuff, but I think that if you run Electrocute and hang on, the reason is EQ auto is your Electrocute if you hit it. It knocks up if they don't flash. Your first auto with Jarvan is something like 8% of their current health. And if you go in and channel your auto with Callista's W, if she takes it level 2, it's 14% of your max health. As well as she probably has E for the Rend. So you actually only need to EQ auto, and then Callista needs to get one more, and you can pull and they die. So if you can get the auto in first, you can instantly blow people up on Callista. It's really nice.
They're going for a little invade here. It's being pinged out, but they don't have vision.
They're telling Trundle to go there. I promise you, right? No, fifth element, you're not close enough. The binding is not going to connect. And they're going to ping out the red buff. They're going to go into there with Nico and with Wukong. Probably get vision. Oh no. Oh no, oh no name. Game 1 was rough enough. Please know they're there. Yeah, okay. He's going to be forced to walk a long way around. He knows it.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, they're just...
Him being there dissuades them from like taking the buff.
Yeah.
Muma's pretty susceptible to being counter-jungled. Trundle totally could just vertical this, right? There's a good chance he just goes straight to the buff. And I don't think Old No Name had a ward to place down, so they won't really know.
Old No Name put his ward when Morgana binded by the top push. Yeah.
I would be spam pinging my jungler as a Mumu, telling him, please ward my red man, so I can tell if the scary Trundle's gonna come in. Beat me up. Always protect your jungler. Ladies and gentlemen. Wukong trades. Nasty. Well, no name opting for the Doran's shield
Are
start.
gonna level 2 first here and go all in right now. Yeah. He's gonna come out. Oh, the binding. A nice job from Azel means that they can't go in right there. Nice damage from Nico too. Another binding connect. Trade.
Mazuram. Opting for the comment instead of the glacial augment this game. So it'll be a little stronger in the lane, but maybe less utility in the late game.
Yep. I think that's okay though. I think she actually wants to just try to burst people down. The side from Sensei Randals, you have 3 kind of squishy targets mid game, so.
And I do think that with the Ignite here and the comment, she can potentially
there's a lot of kill pressure
in his weak early game.
Trundle is bot side, looking around. I don't think they have the best vision down there for the side of Sensei Randals, so they are looking for it. Ryoku does get tagged by another binding, and Ezreal Q goes wide.
For those of us who are watching as well, a tip, because I think Rio Blues might not know this. If you are playing Leona and they throw a CC move, you can throw your E at the same time, and you'll be taken to them still, regardless of your being bound. I think it was really important for her to do that because
they don't know that Dumb Idiot is right there, and this is going to be so much damage for them when he's already gone. Good job holding his flash, not blowing it at all once he was caught by the snare.
Really well done. Patience, good patience by the Dumb Idiot. Just like, okay, I know.
I like that even when you praise him, it sounds like you're making fun of him.
Yeah. Good play by that Dumb Idiot.
Rhino having to burn his flash to get away from that snare right there, and Ryoklu does not connect onto the polar bear here. Nice black shield's going to keep Azel safe, and Ignite goes down, and the heal has to follow. He is stacking a lot of these spears, though. Not a lot of mana.
I don't know if he has enough mana.
Yeah. He's trying to pull him into the minions. There. He does have the pots, too, to heal it right back up, but so does Wukong.
I don't think we saw this because of the early action, but Wukong actually took a cheater recall and got the Doran's ring. So right now I would say he has a pretty huge advantage.
Fifth Element is coming down here to the bot lane right now. Zell probably doesn't have the mana to protect them from enough. Drops the pool, which means there's nothing for the Black Shield.
Ooh,
there probably isn't anything else. A Flash Auto E could be enough to finish it up. But here comes the rest of the team. Gold Diggers coming in to protect their players. N7 is caught behind this, trying to use the pillar to his advantage, but Oloname has showed up as well. He is going to pick up a kill onto Physical. Now Ryoklu's going to get caught out. Oloname wants another kill. He picks up the second of the fight for himself. As he's going to come back in. He might be able to actually help him out. A nice ultimate is going to keep him alive for a long time, and the Dumb Idiot is trying his best to fight back. If he's landed the stun, a nice flash from the Dumb Idiot. Olnoname's all by himself now. The binding does hit, and I think they are going to be able to burn him down. The auto from Azel finishes him off. I don't even know. What was that, a 4 for 2?
That was a 4 for 2.
Woo.
Yes. Well played by the Dumb Idiot there. Really, like, saving his flash at the last second to bait Olnoname to commit when he had his mid laner coming down. Good awareness. They almost were able to turn that around. They were able to get physicals, and Olnoname was able to pick up the kill, so...
Dumb Idiot doesn't have... He's gonna... Oh. He was waiting for his smite timer there.
Morgana's not here. Okay.
Oh, Victor's coming into pinch right now from the other side. A nice ultimate and a lot of damage onto the Dumb Idiot. One more auto might be able to finish him off. They're going to turn their focus onto Azure Ream, and a kill goes on to you, Rhino. So a good job punishing them there for going for the dragon and not having good backs.
Yeah. Unfortunate that good dodge either by the Dumb Idiot or unfortunate miss, whatever you want to call it, on the laser. But he is able to get the mid laner, getting him his own personal advantage. Like, he doesn't pick up the shutdown gold, but he has a pretty sizable CS lead now, and he's going to back, and I think he's going to get the next part of his Hex Core. And he's going to be really strong. It's
going to help him start winning trades, possibly. Nice job.
I think at this point, Victor is strong.
Oh, a good ult from Physical. He's trading a lot of damage. Olnoname's sticking it out. He doesn't have the ultimate, but he just cannot hop away. And they're going to get the nice stun onto Azel here. I think a good amount of damage, too.
Well, it looks like he didn't have enough gold for his upgrade. So he gets boots and a corrupting pot, or not corrupting pot, dark seal, refillable, and the ward. I think at this point Victor is stronger in the lane. Now he does have to be worried about the ignite, but with blends he shouldn't die.
Azel is level 6. She's going to ult right here.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to put N7 in a really tricky spot. There's so much damage. I think Polar Bear can clean him up. They might have enough damage, and a huge ignite is going to come through. He's going to go down as well as Ryoklu's starting to back up. He never got that rend off.
Yeah. I thought they were going to live for a second, but yeah, good job with the ignite. Out of Hourglass.
Azel's looking really good on this Morgana here.
Yeah, he's like, okay, well, you guys got the Morgana last game, and I get to show you my Morgana. He's actually maxing Black Shield, too. Which
that means he actually plays support Morgana. He's not. That's what that means.
You can max Q or the shield, but maxing Black Shield versus basically negates Leona. So
right, it also negates a Mumu. So the Q in isn't enough damage. Maybe the QE ult will hit you with the ult, but if he just Q ults, he won't get you.
Ooh. damage. Yeah, as long as Victor can avoid the E, I do think this lane is pretty Victor favored. He has a lot of damage. There he goes. Just used her thing to step away.
Dumb Idiot is top lane. A really good use of the pillar, but a nice block here from Olo Name. The Dumb Idiot did basically give him the jump out, but I think they can dive. Here goes Fifth Element. He does not connect with the bandage toss, but he is going to hit everything else, and the Olo Name jumps in. They do finish off Trundle, so the shutdown gold onto this Amumu. This Fifth Element backs up. I don't think he can re-engage safely in any way. He's going to go back to his jungle. Oh.
A little wide on that, maybe predicting that he would E back towards his turret.
I think that was the thought.
Oh my god, Red's the needle. Unfortunately, like, Leona looks so useless against this Morgana, right? She has the black shield. It's so hard for them to go in.
Well, it's Leona into Ezreal Morgana. It's not like
True.
It's Ashe Morgana or like something else, but oh my goodness. I think it might be a little bit too late for you right now. A good flash is going to get it some distance, but he takes a tower shot and the auto on the passive comes through. There we go. That's the interaction you were talking about, but they're not able to do much more. A good use of pulling them out and going in on the target that didn't have the black shield. Ryoklu's going to flash away. The binding doesn't connect this time, and N7 starting to get some damage down onto these opponents. Never really jumping in deep enough to help Ryoklu out. Ryoklu's basically zoning and using the resource that is their life to give N7 a huge CS lead. I think that's really all that's going down in these. I don't think they're even looking to full fight. And full engage.
Yeah. I also think just N7 as a player is always just, I think, always really consistent on his farming. I mean, even you can tell in a deficit like this, he's keeping his farm up, winning the farm lane. He does have the advantage of like having more effective combat stats than Ezreal.
Well, also like playing, like when we talk about like someone that's really easy to CS on, like Zed is really easy because of his passive. The E on Callista makes it super easy to make sure you guarantee yourself CS. So
True that. Yeah. Speaking of easy to CS on, after you get your item, Victor instantly kills the wave with 1E.
Yeah.
So strong. He has his second upgraded Hexcore, looking to finish that. Played a game as Victor yesterday where I got, like a couple days ago, where I got like gifted 4 kills, basically. Like, I didn't do anything, I just got like 2 jungle fights in the first like 7 minutes. I had my Hexcore at like level 7.
Oh my god.
I was so strong. I was like, oh, okay, well, this game's over. I E'd them, EQ'd, auto'd my opponent, who was the Yasuo, for like his entire health bar. Yeah. Oh my god, nice engage by Fifth Element here.
Fifth Element isn't pretty deep. Azel actually just going in to get the nice black shield onto the Trundle, who is going to make sure he gets it all. A good engage from Physical is going to give him a lot of damage, but N7 doing what Callista does, trying to kite backwards. He doesn't have any summoners. Does he get the rend off? He doesn't. The score goes to 11, make it 12 to 4, and Ryoklu backs up under tower in the bot lane.
Alright. 1 sec, dealing with something in chat.
You deal away, my big dog. That's another thing, like, dog is good and bad, and then big dog is also good and bad. Oh, No Name is a level down in this fight. He's just going to use his E to hop, skip, jump away, Q's away to the ward.
Have the power. Playing 80 carry in 2020. Lol. I've said it before and I'll say it again. 80 carry is not a weak role. Okay? Your role is you're supposed to be the damage dealer, but you're not supposed to be able to like fend for yourself. Your team has to play around you. Does that feel good in solo queue? Nah. But you still are very strong. Like you're not weak. Like that's the
you
the
have
role
the
guy.
DPS. Like that's what it is. You're the DPS in the game too. I mean, the other thing is a lot of AD carries need a couple items to really come online. And the meta right now is pretty quick game times. So
That's true, but you still have champs like... Oh, here we go.
this is going to be a mass. Oh, a great
nice,
use
nice.
of the ultimate from N7. Oh, Ryoku went out just at the wrong time. She gets hit by the Ezreal ult. Oh. Gold Digger's showing that they deserve more recognition in this league.
Yeah, they are like not only winning these last 2 games, but like winning pretty handily. This one's not out yet, but it is a 6K gold lead or 5K gold lead at 14 minutes.
And again, this Wukong is really big, and now he's really big with a team that can kind of facilitate the fights the way he wants to play them too. Like Trundle, Nico get to all go in, and then Morgana and the Polar Bear on this Ezreal can kind of sit back and maybe cast good black shields, maybe get good bindings. Fifth Element basically just sprinting at his Zell here, looking for the bandage toss, but it doesn't connect. Ryoku's on the side, clearing a ward.
Anyway, I don't think AD carry is that weak. It feels unfun because you're relying on your team. That's the point I want to make. You have champs like Ezreal. I think both the champs in this game are good. Varus, Misfortune, Helios. Those champs are in your role. They're super OP. So that's my point. It definitely doesn't feel fun to be like that you can't fend for yourself, and it is very unfun when you're like 2-item Jhin and the 1.5 item Maokai walks up and solo kills you. I understand, but
you're not supposed to be alone.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, exactly.
If you're getting solo killed and it's a 1v1 and it's not the other ADC, you made a mistake.
Exactly. Oh, nice.
A good play from you, Rhino, dodging so much, and the ultimate is staying on her. It's dealing so much damage, but it doesn't follow when she goes invisible. The bandage toss does connect, and the kill goes over to Fifth Element. Sensei Randals.
His best to get that kill over, but when the binding was hit, he realized he couldn't do anymore. A good play. Urano really good dodging. I mean, he has his perfected Hex Core and Merc Treads. He gets exponentially stronger. He could be a win condition.
I think he definitely is, and the combination of how much damage he can dish out in these mid-game team fights with Amumu holding everybody down, and the fact that if you're able to catch somebody out, like they're able to catch someone bottom here, this is a lot of damage onto Polar Bear. The Rent doesn't finish them off, and Ryoku drops to a sliver of health.
What a nice heal.
Yeah. He's looking... Oh, I was going to say he should just chain them all up. I want to ask N7 how often he plays Kalista.
When I duel with him, he only plays Kalista or Varus usually.
Interesting. Does he talk about what he maxes? I mean, what is he maxing?
Probably maxing Rend. Maybe. I don't know if they max Q anymore. Yeah, he maxed Q and now he's maxing Rend.
Yeah, okay. That's why he's playing the way he's playing. I was so
I
confused.
know top lane Kallistas were maxing Q, but I didn't know if bot lane still did that.
I always max E when I play it, and I just think it's like, if you're able to dodge things and get any amount of ease, it's always just like more and more worth it. So I was confused how he was playing there. He's playing the Ren. If you don't max E, usually you'll use Ren to slow so you can connect more autos, chase them down longer, and hit the Q twice in the fight to finish him off, but...
I mean, a Q right now deals like 426 damage. Wow.
Yeah, but the Ren you can't miss. That's true. That's
true.
Oh, no name getting caught out a little bit.
I think they just
Fifth Element should be giving this up. Victor is right there, and a nice spell shield. A good flash over the wall from All No Name's going to keep him safe in this fight. Fifth Element is right here.
Oh, wow.
He does not grab it, though. A little bit of an early smite. They do pick up the Nico. They're trying to turn on people. N7 starting to get a lot of these stacks onto some of the players. The Zell drops pretty low. Here comes N7. He's going to show us why he's one of the best ADCs in the league. That's one kill onto him. He's going to come back into the fight, but Physical's really big. He needs to make sure he keeps his distance from there, and that's a great use of that. Oh, he didn't have the Rend up again. He had the Rend up again. That might have been a kill.
Tried his best. Oh, you ran out kind of getting baited there.
Yeah. I think he knew he was down.
Oh, yeah, he's for sure going for the kill. Yeah. He might have been able to kite the Trundle out with his...
That's what I was thinking too, but when you look at Trundle's items, and the fact that he was like he was still chugging his pots, I think that maybe not.
Yeah.
Like, Mercs is enough, I think, to keep him alive in that sitch.
For sure.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, I gotta say, Polar Bear on this Ezreal looks really, really clean. Both games.
Both games looking really solid. I think Gold Diggers in general are just looking really solid. The Dumb Idiot, both games, like solid jungle performance. This Wukong, obviously like the star of the show. Um, maybe they thought they had an answer. I'm kind of surprised it made through the draft. They might have thought they didn't need to ban it in the first rotation, and they could just ban it with their second 2 picks. But it's popping off.
A little bit of a lull in the game as teams kind of reset with this gold that they had from those fights, and reset up ward lines, looking for the next objective. They are on Soul Point, so they can get Soul in about 3 minutes. Baron is alive. Ezreal is alone bottom. They have the knowledge that Morgana was just middle, and they are both kind of rotating around. Control ward is going to spot out stuff. Rhino just farming the jungle. Physical looking for the kill. He does use the active from Blade of the King, and that's going to be enough damage, I think, to finish him off right there. I don't think he is able to get the stun in there. Fifth Element is on the wrong side of the map right here. He's able to flash away after his ultimate, and the binding does not connect, which means he will be safe and sound.
Yeah. I mean, this Wukong can do whatever he wants. He's working on his 3rd item here. He's got his Cleaver, Death Dance, or not Death Dance, Cleaver, Blade of the King. He shreds through these tanks. So strong. I think like one call they could make here, and I think one thing that is also when we talk about like the differences in the leagues, I think another thing is like avoiding fights around the Fed member. I think a lot of times people like don't take the initiative. Like you might be weaker overall, but if you can see, as soon as you see Wukong in a side lane, if you guys can catch him on a rotation, kind of like what you talked about.
And right here, they're trying to do just that. They see them both in the top lane, but they can rotate pretty quickly over to here. Trying to move.
Yeah, it looks like they have a flank here. Oh no.
Pretty high. There's some kite here for N7, but I'm not sure he has the items to really shred these guys yet. I think Fifth Element just goes down. Turning attention to Baron. Rhino has no teleport. Oh, no name has teleport, but he's right near here.
I don't think they can even.
They can't even contest it in any way. I think they know though, because there's just no vision of them right now.
Yeah, maybe they look to try to contest him as Soul, but it's really dire. I think, like you said, this Wukong last game, although he did kind of a similar thing, it's a lot easier for him to get on the back line now. He has the Morgana shield, he has the Trundle pillar, he's like just so much more facilitated, and it's going to be really difficult. There's like not a lot of appeal when he has a black shield on him. Like he just gets to roll through their team.
Right. Like it's one thing to ban Olaf, but if they already have Morgana, is it worth it in that draft to ban away the Olaf?
Yeah. It's just like, I don't really know. Old No Name actually has the Path of the Wrath elixir. It looks like maybe looking to buy before the dragon fight
I
here.
think that's what it is, yeah. The dragon fight is very soon, and he has the teleport up, so he's just clearing top waves right now.
Yeah. I think maybe the...
need to get vision on it quick, though.
The Iron. They might just be sacking this. I mean, they're pinging it out, but...
I think they want to. They're going to catch it out right now. They know they're on it. Pinging for assistance immediately. Old No Name's walking over, getting caught by a little bit of stuff. They actually have numbers in this pit, and they have the ability to rend this with the smite.
Oh, they
nice. Good play from Sensei Randals.
Dip out here.
This keeps them in the game a little bit longer, as long as they don't get aced right here.
Luckily, Physical looked like he was going mid to get the turret. Didn't cut them off.
Right.
I would go as far to say is that I really think this side of Gold Diggers could dive them.
100% they could.
Yeah,
Nico
I
gets
think
the shield when she ults too. If she starts aggro and then chains off after her ultimate,
yeah, she has the stopwatch. Trundle could easily just ult this Amumu and get all this armor and could tank the turret for probably
so
the
long.
entire duration. Wukong, I mean, their carries are so squishy on the side of Sensei Randals that they probably could just kill them before needing to, disengage. Oh, he's looking for it. He gets
Yeah,
an ult.
he does get the
So he
ult,
doesn't
and they're
have
able to do
speed to
some
back him
damage.
up.
He walks out with the aftershock, but Trundle is really, really big after he popped his onto Amumu.
Yeah. It's a nice attempt, but it's just looking really difficult for them to get anything done here. They are holding the Baron off pretty well. Like, they really only got 2 tier 2 turrets. I mean, they were able to secure the soul, but I don't even know if the Baron was the reason they were able to do that. Or not even secure the soul, sorry. They got the soul denied.
Right.
So, yeah, they denied the soul, and they only lost 2 turrets. It's about as good as you could get for having a 12k gold deficit almost.
And they had a member get picked, and the Gold Diggers still opted not to dive, which is interesting.
Yeah. They did use a lot of ults. They used the Trundle and the Wukong ult.
True.
And the Morgana ult. Just to get that kill.
They burned a
so,
lot.
Might not have been worth it. Wukong has his Death Stance completed now. Urano's got his GLP. He'll be able to use that to facilitate more zoning from him.
Yep.
Something that's been kind of on the rise with Victor. Definitely not bad. But yeah, unfortunately, picks like Callista 2 really need a snowball. They are not very good when they're behind. We might look for this.
I think he is going to go down. A nice ward hop is going to give him some distance.
Gets the flash. There's not much he can do though, right?
No.
He has 1.5 items to this 3-item Wukong.
I think Gold Diggers are waiting for objectives to come back up, because I think... Or this is, again, what we talked about. They had a huge lead last game, and they probably could have closed it out earlier, but didn't quite have the right stuff to force it. I do think you're right. They could be diving here. They could be forcing more plays. They're playing very, very conservative in, like, okay, this is our game. We don't throw it. It's 100% our game.
Yeah. I definitely think that this is the biggest thing, we talk about. Like, and I do think in League nowadays, it is dangerous to do this. Like, hypothetically, they could catch up this Trundle or this Wukong, and although Wukong is super strong, like, he could die to, like, a 4 or 5 man attempt. And if Victor picks up, like, this 1,000 gold shutdown,
Yeah.
that's really bad, right? Like, that's something that you need as a team to be cautious of. So there's the balance. A lot of teams, there is the balancing act of, like, well, if we die, we could give her shutdown. But the longer the game goes, the more likely they are to catch up, and the more likely you are to make mistakes. So...
And 7, possibly making a mistake right now. So big on this Ezreal. He is going to go down. I think he thought he had the damage. Didn't chain his spells quite right.
Yeah. I think just... That might have been like a Hail Mary
Yeah.
play. But it's just looking
But with
like
N7 down, I think
out.
you have to dive now.
Yeah.
You have to force tower. You have to look to dive. If you're on the side of Sensei Randals, you have to know that it's coming, and you have to be under tower, and just don't go out of the base. Just don't do it right now. Oh, Binding does connect onto a Mumu, although he is the tankier of members. He does connect onto the wrong person. A huge ultimate is going to catch up a lot of people, and this is a big Victor ult. I don't know if it's going to be enough because the wombo from the side of Wukong and Morgana is just too much. They pick up everyone but Victor. A 4-for-0. The score goes 26-7, and Gold Diggers are looking to go 2-0 tonight.
Yeah.
Really solid performance from the Gold Diggers. Sensei Randals had little moments of life, moments of brilliance, but could not pull it together. Really, they started to run away with it in the mid-game, both games. Gold Diggers.
Yeah, I would say even more than a solid performance. that was just really just like I think they came out and they just looked like the better team today. That was just like pretty handily winning both games. I think my MVP is physical.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think he
Mm-hmm.
just not only just getting lane leads, but transitioning those leads around the map. He had a lot of good roams. He was always in the team fights. He was creating side lane pressure. His TPs were great. The dumb idiot also playing super well. And in the bot lane, everyone on their team played well. But if I had to pick an MVP, I think it'd go physical for sure.
Yeah, another really solid performance. Got the Wukong again for the second game, which could only have helped his confidence. Although sometimes when you play, your champion, you get super far ahead. You sometimes get a little overzealous game two. I don't think that happened. I think he played the exact way he wanted to. And again, Polar Bear picking up the Ezreal, looking really, really good. I think Gold Diggers are definitely one of those teams you really need to watch if you're in the Executive League. I know Frank's Little Beauties had them pegged as the most terrifying team they'd have to play against. Luckily, we escaped with a 2-0. But they are a force to reckon with. The Polar Bear in physical, mechanical, just really, really solid.
Oh yeah, insane. Polar Bears Ezreal really good. Just solid. But yeah, I don't know what I don't have much else to say. Just I think we kind of because the games had lulled, we kind of both sang our praises. Uh, Shepard tried game one. I think game two he got a little more attention, and then also that Morgana just really kind of negating this Leona
Mm-hmm.
lane. Like you said, Morgana Ezreal is super safe,
Yeah.
and they just couldn't really find any leads. They were able to get a few kills, but it didn't really transition to much. They were able to deny the soul, but in the end, it didn't really matter.
If anybody from the Gold Diggers wants to hop on, or from Sensei Randals into community, we can pull you on up and get a little bit of an interview going on. I'm looking at it right now in case you do want to. If not, it's okay. Uh, there are no other games tonight that I know of. So
Yeah.
Azel is down there right now. There's
From the
Morgana.
Gold Diggers.
Hey
Yeah.
Azel, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I assume you're doing pretty good. That was a really solid 2-0, really solid performance from you guys. You looked really, really good on the Morgana. Um,
Thank you.
did did you guys have a really solid plan for how you wanted to draft these games? Did you get to do what you wanted, or did you kind of wing it when you got in there?
Well, I was thinking a little bit, just basically like what we wanted to do with like our bands. We are kind of like picks and what we do are kind of like going with the flow, but we end up like having good picks. But like our bands, we wanted to ban out Shepherd,
Yeah,
like
no,
and
I don't blame you.
put
I
him on in a mobile ADC.
yeah.
So he doesn't have a escape button.
Yeah, no, he is pretty scary. You guys did a really good job shutting him down. The Polar Bear also got Ezreal both games. Really solid performance
Mm-hmm.
from him. Um,
Yeah, I remember. In last week's match, we played the same exact lane matchup. It was Thresh Ezreal versus Varus Morgana, and I hated it. It's still really annoying to face in lane.
I can only imagine. Yeah, especially with how much lethality poke that is too. Like if you get caught,
Yeah.
you just kind of get roasted down early. Now I do have
It was okay with us because it just falls off late.
I have a small criticism, and so does a Happy Cloud here. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about comms when you guys are up 12k gold. We really want you to dive them under
You gotta
under
end the game,
turrets.
my friend. End the game.
Was there a conversation of hey we could, or hey we shouldn't, and we should just wait until we can absolutely secure this game, the no throws at all allowed kind of thing?
Yeah, personally, I don't like going for like a ton of like risky dives because they still have like a pretty strong wombo with like the Victor, the Leona, Amomo. They could like CCS and really like turn a fight around.
Yeah, understandably.
So
Making
like,
sure you get a pick first, then look to close out the game, which is exactly what you
yeah,
guys did.
yeah, we just want to secure the win. You know, like getting that pick mid was really important for the next fight, and
Yeah.
it helped us a lot.
Yeah, you're able to pretty much close out the game because of that pick in the mid lane and then push all the way down through the middle lane. So you guys go up to 5 points in the league, up to, I believe, second place. So congrats
Azel,
on that.
the man is here,
Yeah.
talking to you now.
Yeah.
When I casted you guys week one, you kind of
Yeah.
got bodied. You look way better now. Like,
I'm gonna
it
say
was like
that
a
they were
super
always that good.
maybe.
We
Or
had
they could also improve. They could also
I think they
improve. You know what
definitely
I mean?
also looked. I mean, the Wukong pick was
Also, I
terrifying.
think they said
Week
stage.
one
They
was a
said
pretty
week
bad
one they
place.
like weren't able to transition their um,
We also had a role
scrims.
swap after week one.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mhm.
Do
You
you,
did. You did.
do you have any words for the current number one team? Are you guys coming for the number one
Go
spot?
ahead. Go ahead.
Obviously, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
I would
We're
love to.
Huckleberry. We're
I'm
gonna beat you
excited.
next time, okay?
Yeah.
I'm
We're
excited for the
gonna beat you.
rematch. I'm excited for the rematch.
I am too.
It's gonna be fun. It'll
Oh
be in
yeah, for
playoffs,
sure.
so
Physical
Yeah,
says
yeah,
dangerous comp to dive at that with heavy CC. True. We were
yeah.
just talking because of the Morgana shield. You had gotten a pick on the Callista. We thought there would be more potential. You guys also, like we said, I think at one point the Wukong was on like almost on his fourth item when Jax finished his second, or was finishing his second. You guys had just such a lead, and it was kind of
Yeah.
stagnating. And when you get into that position, our point was like, the later the game goes, the less the gold lead matters, you know. So it could be a
Yeah,
point.
because like they could just catch waves and they'll
Catch
just
waves.
well,
I mean,
if they
eventually
caught physical,
eventually our lead will just like stop.
catch physical out, get like 1,000 gold potentially on like the Victor. It could be
right,
scary,
and
right?
then it's an issue too. So, but you guys did a really good job
Yeah.
finishing out the game safely. Really solid performance too, getting all of the Drakes that you could. Uh, thanks so much for coming in for the interview. We have another interview
Yeah.
from the captain of Sensei Randals up next.
All right, thanks for having me. See
Thanks,
ya.
man.
Of course.
Guys, this is Ol No Name, the top laner for Sensei Randals, owner of the dojo. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. You didn't win a game tonight. How's
No.
how's the mental of your team going on?
I think most of us are okay. I think we played a little off tonight.
Yeah.
Game two more than game one. It definitely was an uphill battle, and it wasn't an uphill battle that we won. But ultimately, I still think there's a lot of things about tonight to feel good about, and everything not to feel good about is something we can work on. And the nice thing about this game is that it was streamed, so we can go back and look at where we're messing up.
Yeah, definitely. I noticed you guys didn't really opt to change the bands too much coming into the second game after the first one. Was that something you were talking about mid-game in game one? Like, should we alternate our bands here? What are we looking to ban first and second?
Yeah, so that was something that came up as the first game was coming to a close, and we were I think there's some people who wanted to ban the Wukong, some people want to leave it off, but ultimately I made the decision to not ban the Wukong because their top laner has a lot of good picks, like Aatrox and Set and other scary things.
Yeah.
Have a scary early game like Wukong, but can scale to an even scarier point. And so we decided to kind of keep like Aatrox and Gangplank. I just didn't want to have to deal with them early or late. Wukong, I didn't want to deal with it early. And specifically going into game two, I knew that my Ornn wasn't going to cut it to face the Wukong early.
Right.
So like I could pick something else. So that's why I picked the Jax, because if he ever eat on me, I could just put up my auto attack barrier.
Right, yeah, and you tried to adapt as much as you could on your side of the draft. I think you, Rhino, looked really, really solid on the Victor as well, generating his own leads early, farm leads, and zoning out Azureem pretty well. Happy, you got anything to add?
No, you asked my question at the draft. I think, like, for me, when I looked at it, I said maybe you would draft Wukong, and because they picked it later, so you're like, okay, well, maybe they won't blind pick Wukong again. Probably just felt confident. Yeah, it's just one of those games where it's like very hard to. You can go back and like watch. Maybe it's like the way you allocate resources. I would say they have the Morgana and the Trundle, I think picking like a more aggressive jungler potentially could have been a little better. I think Amumu, not only is he like slower than Trundle, but he is kind of negated by those picks, so it makes it really difficult for him to do like what his identity is like CCing people. And yeah, but like you said, I've seen physical play the Aatrox and the Gangplank, and they're both scary. So it's just like pick your poison at that point. So
I will say you
that's
also
what
have a
people
bot lane that didn't really have a super winning matchup, but N7 is probably the most banned out player in Executive League. So picking that champion, I'm sure, is always like an interesting conversation because you're like, okay, at least 2 ADCs are gone to start basically every game, maybe a third as well. How do we move from what we like to play into what we need to play as a team here? So just playing against Morgana, Ezreal is into a
Yeah.
Leona, you can't catch them because there's Black Shield, there's jumps, there's the binding to hold them in place. There's a lot of different ways to get out. I think you guys did show that you're never going to like sit down and stay knocked down. You're still making plays late game, looking for them, which was really solid. You're able to steal that. They're on Soul Point, and you're able to still fight them away when you're down like 10k, grab the dragon and back up and hold your base for another like 6 minutes. So definitely some solid takeaways from it. I think your mentality as a team too about the game, S tier. Take away the good stuff. If it's bad, we can learn from it. So do you have anything to say to all of your dojo people trying to learn karate chops right now?
Yeah. Thanks for coming out tonight. It was fun to play with Gold Diggers. They're a great team. We tried our best. We're gonna come out swinging next week. I think we're facing Joe Exotics, but yeah, still keeping the positive attitude.
Good stuff, guys. Thank you so much for coming on. Well, a happy Cloud. As much as I love spending time with you live in front of an audience that's looking at their screens, this is good night.
Before I wish you a good night, friend.
Yeah.
I have something I need to tell you. Something very personal to my heart.
Should I keep streaming?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
It makes me giddy inside when people follow our Twitch channel, Twitch TV/LBLCS, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Low Budget LCS. You can find it in below the screen here. Also, if you're new, check out the Discord. The links down below. Also, the links on the screen. Fun community, a lot of great guys. We're positive gamers here. Tune in. We have some games coming up later this week. And if you would love your game streamed in any league, please make sure you message one of the admin or staff and make sure you post a streaming schedule. We will try to get as many teams up as we can. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Yeah, I'll add to it too. We got at least 3 games being streamed tomorrow. Now, not 3 matchups, but at least 3 games. The Gold Diggers' sister team, Silver Drillers, is going to be at least one of them. So tune in tomorrow night. We'll be here around the same time, guys. Take care.